Jamaica kicks off its Heroes Day celebration with a number of Jamaicans getting special awards. Those include Sheryl Ralph, Sherika Jackson, Shelleen Fraser Price, Agent Sasko, Dr. Sandra Lindsay, and Vernon Davison at the Ceremony of National Honors and Awards at King's House in St. Andrew. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV Entertainment Update, and we'll be right back with the full and exclusive details to come. Over 200 Jamaicans getting award for a different aspect of bravery and also nation and contribution to music and also other aspect of nation building. Those in attendance include the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Right Honorable Mr. Andrew Holness, and also the Leader of the Opposition, Mark Golding. Also in attendance is the Governor General of Jamaica, Sir Patrick Allen, which include other dignitaries from local and also on the international scene. Links 007 TV is about now to provide you with some updates of what took place earlier this morning.
Including
Mr.
Veronica
Jeffrey
Campbell-Brown.
Agent Sasko Campbell, for outstanding contribution to music, philanthropy, and positive pro-social message to youth.
Rousing applause for Jeffrey Campbell, aka Agent Sasko, one of dancehall's winning musical talents. Technology
May I
Jamaica.
have your permission to have somebody who just arrived in the island from New Zealand, who has done outstanding work for this country, accept her award at this time. Mrs. Shelley Ann Fraser Price, a member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, for outstanding performance in the field of athletics at the international level.
And a very warm welcome for Shelley Ann Fraser Price, who's captured the hearts of many, beginning as far back as 2008 at the Beijing Olympics, when she became the first Caribbean woman to win the 100 meters. Since then, the pocket rocket, as she is called, or the mummy rocket, has consistently lit up the track as a 5-time individual world champion and a 3-time Olympic gold medalist at the World Athletics Championships. Shelley Ann is one of the most decorated athletes in history, winning 10 gold and 4 silver medals. In 2013, she was voted the IAAF World Athlete of the Year.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. An honorary member of the Order of Jamaica, Miss Sheryl Lee Ralph, for sterling contribution as an actress, cultural ambassador for Jamaica, and contribution to the international film industry.
Sheryl Lee Ralph was born in the United States to Stanley Ralph and Jamaican mother Ivy Ralph, and she is a great cultural ambassador, an acclaimed show business professional with an impressive body of work in film, television, and the Broadway stage. She won this year the Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series at the 74th Primetime Emmy Awards for her starring role as Barbara Howard on the ABC sitcom Abbott Elementary. She became the first black woman to win that award in 35 years. Her credits also include originating and creating the role of Dina Jones in the landmark musical Dreamgirls, which earned her a Tony Award nomination and a Drama Desk Award nomination for Best Actress. We're standing by now for the next set of awards, the Badge of Honor for Gallantry, where I promise you, you will hear some amazing stories of courage and selflessness that led to the preservation of life.
His Excellency, the Governor General, acting in accordance with the provisions of the National Honours and Awards Act, has been pleased, on the advice of the Prime Minister, to award the Badge of Honour to the following persons with effect from the 6th day of August 2022. The Badge of Honour for Gallantry. The presentation of the Badge of Honour for Gallantry to Mr. Jeffrey Lloyd Boyne. On July 31, 2020, sometime after 7 p.m., Mr. Boyne noticed a young boy fighting to stay afloat in crocodile-infested waters in Bridgeport, St. Catherine. After several failed attempts to call out to the boy, Mr. Boyne jumped into the water and rescued him. It was later discovered that the boy was hearing impaired. For exemplary heroism in saving the life of a young boy from drowning, Mr. Jeffrey Lloyd Boyne.
Jeffrey Boyne is referred to as the Portmore hero. Well-deserved moniker for this man who risked his own life to save that of a hearing-impaired boy. No doubt a very proud moment for Jeffrey and his family.
Mr. Junior Georgia Clark. On the afternoon of Thursday, March 10, 2022, Mr. Clark, while transporting co-workers, observed unusual activities taking place in a Toyota Probox taxi in traffic ahead of him at the intersection of Mountain View Avenue and Tucker Avenue. Mr. Clark saw a young schoolgirl as the lone passenger inside the vehicle, being pulled by her neck by the driver. He also noticed that one of her legs was hanging out of the vehicle while it was still in motion. With quick thinking, he engaged in a high-speed chase, following every turn while blowing his horn to warn the taxi driver that his plan had been discovered. After several failed attempts to throw off his pursuer, the taxi driver flung the girl from the taxi on Mountain View Avenue. Mr. Clark and his co-workers then took the girl to the police station where the matter was reported and the girl was handed over to the police. For his exemplary bravery in preventing the abduction of a young schoolgirl and for his life-saving action, Mr. Junior Georgia Clark.
Now this is what selflessness looks like. This is what being your brother's keeper looks like. Mr. Junior Clark receiving a well-deserved Badge of Honor for gallantry for saving a young schoolgirl whose family, I am sure, will forever be grateful.
Mr. Junior Clark received critical assistance from 3 work colleagues traveling with him in the vehicle who supported his action and also rendered assistance to the victim. Ms. Tanisha Latoya Brown, for her exemplary bravery in preventing the abduction of a young schoolgirl and for her life-saving action. Ms. Tanisha Latoya Brown.
Miss Brown is one of the passengers who was in that vehicle with Junior Clark that afternoon, receiving an award for her support.
Hillary Sutherland, for her exemplary bravery in preventing the abduction of a young schoolgirl and for her life-saving action. Miss Ashley Hillary Sutherland.
I cannot imagine what might have gone through their minds as they followed that pro box, determined that they would do what was necessary, whatever they could, to save the life of that young schoolgirl that afternoon of March 10,
Ms. Sedisha Anna Marie Williams for her exemplary bravery in preventing the abduction of a young schoolgirl and for her life-saving action. Ms. Sedisha Anna Marie Williams.
Miss Williams is another passenger who was in that vehicle that fateful afternoon. That vehicle driven by Junior Clark that helped to save the life of that
Mr.
schoolgirl.
Winston Anthony Thorpe. On February 15, 2022, Mr. Thorpe and a companion saw a policeman lying on the ground. He approached the policeman to discover that he'd been shot the day before and had life-threatening injuries. Mr. Thorpe and his companion contacted the police station and stayed with the injured policeman until help arrived. For exemplary heroism in saving the life of a police officer, Mr. Winston Anthony Thorpe.
Winston Thorpe is indeed a modern-day hero. A good Samaritan, if you will, who didn't say, "This is not my business, I'm staying in my lane and I'm going to see and blind and hear and deaf," but stepped up to the plate to save
Mr.
someone's
Josiah
life.
Wright. On February 15, 2022, Mr. Wright and a companion saw a policeman lying on the ground. He approached the policeman to discover that he'd been shot the day before and had life-threatening injuries. Mr. Wright and his companion contacted the police station and stayed with the injured man until help arrived. For exemplary heroism in saving the life of a police officer, Mr. Josiah Wright.
And Mr. Wright is the companion of Winston Thorpe, so that companion that was referenced there by Faye Ellington was indeed Winston Thorpe. Together, they saved the life of that policeman found in Cedar Grove in St. Catherine, and no doubt saved his life.
The Badge of Honor for Meritorious Service. The presentation of the Badge of Honor for Meritorious Service. Mr. Ian Jeffrey Allen. Mrs. Stacey Marie Morlise Brown. Mr. Rudolph Alfonso Brown. Mr. Horace Oliver Clue. Mr. Donald St. Richard Bernard Daly. Ms. Gaynor Pamela Downer. And Mrs. Gloria Patricia Garrick Gibbs. Thank you.
A wonderful tradition that means so much, not just to Jamaicans who receive these national honors and awards every year.
The Prime Minister and the Most Honorable Mrs. Holness will be making their way over to the recipients to greet them. We're asking that guests remain in their seats so the Prime Minister can greet the recipients in an orderly fashion. Guests should also refrain from impeding movement to the ceremonial platform in the event that photographs will be taken until the dignitaries depart the area. We hope that you'll assist us in cooperating with this.
And some instructions there from the orator this morning has been Faye Ellington. And for much of these presentations, you would have seen Antoinette Aiken, who is the holder of an Order of Distinction in the officer class.
The excellencies are now leaving the ceremonial area, and the Prime Minister, Mrs. Holness, are now making their way to greet the recipients. It has been an honor and distinct pleasure to serve you this morning as your orator. I am Faye Ellington. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain in your seats.
And as Faye Ellington closes out, let me also say thank you again to Antoinette Aiken, who provided support, sign language support this morning on screen for our viewers, members of the hearing impaired community. And the production of this morning's presentation, the television production, has been led and managed by the Jamaica Information Service, the television department, the JIS, under the leadership of the Acting Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Enthrose Campbell. We do see the Prime Minister greeting Emmy Award-winning actress Sheryl Ralph as the Prime Minister goes through that area of recipients, greeting them and no doubt congratulating them. It has indeed been a wonderful morning. Being together, these awards have been done virtually over the last 2 years. So this is the first time since 2019 we are back at King's House, being able to see each other and to really give the kind of support that our award recipients deserve. We're standing by to close out this broadcast. We have been coming to you live from King's House in St. Andrew in Kingston, Jamaica. It is, of course, Heroes Day, so if you missed my greeting, my wish at the start of this broadcast, happy Heroes Day to Jamaicans here and abroad, those watching on JIS's website.